Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to your channel name. Have you ever found a penny lying around and thought it was just loose change? Well, what if I told you that some Lincoln pennies can be worth millions of dollars? That's right. Today, we're counting down the top 40 most valuable ultra-rare Lincoln USA 1-cent pennies. Get ready to dive into the world of hidden treasures hiding right under our noses. If you're excited to learn which pennies are worth the big bucks, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and let's jump right in. We're going to start with numbers 40 through 31. These pennies are still extremely valuable, but just wait until we get to the top spots. You won't believe how much some of these coins are worth. Today we're diving into a coin that's been making headlines recently, the 1961 D Lincoln cent. There's been a lot of buzz about a penny that could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.1 million to be exact. But before you start checking your piggy banks and pocket change, let's dig into the truth behind the value, history, and rarity of this intriguing coin. Is the 1961 D penny actually worth that much? Or is this just a case of hype gone wild? First, let's get a bit of background on the 1961 D Lincoln cent itself. The D stands for Denver, as this penny was minted at the Denver Mint. Over 1 billion 1961 D Lincoln pennies were struck. In fact, there were about 1.75 billion made. It was a common coin in circulation, part of the series that had been running since 1909, which featured Abraham Lincoln on the front, or obverse, and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse until 1958, when they were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. So, what makes this penny interesting? At first glance, nothing special, right? But sometimes, the world of coin collecting throws curveballs, and certain coins stand out due to errors, low mintage, or exceptional conditions. In the case of the 1961 D, it's all about condition and rarity. Not every 1961 D penny is worth millions. Most are only worth a few cents to a few dollars depending on their condition. So why do we hear these insane numbers like $1.1 million? Well, it all comes down to factors that can apply to any coin, not just the 1961 D. There are three major factors that can drive up a coin's value. 1. Condition, grading. 2. Rarity or errors. 3. Demand among collectors. The condition, or grade, of a coin is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. A mint state 65 or higher on this scale means the coin is in exceptional shape, no scratches, no wear, and original luster intact. Most circulated pennies are in much lower grades, but a rare uncirculated or mint state penny is what collectors are after. Next up is rarity and errors. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Certain coins have what are known as errors. These can happen during the minting process. For example, some 1961 D pennies might have a double die error or a repunched mint mark, making them worth significantly more than regular pennies. These errors are like a golden ticket for coin collectors. And finally, it's all about demand. If a certain type of coin is highly sought after by collectors, it drives up the price. Even a fairly common coin can become incredibly valuable if it's in demand. Alright, so let's circle back to the question that brought you here. Is the 1961 D penny worth $1.1 million? First off, most 1961 D pennies in circulation today are worth only a few cents, up to about 30 to 50 cents for a well-preserved coin. Even in uncirculated condition, they're typically valued at around $10 to $25. So, where does this $1 million figure come from? Well, a record sale of the 1961 D penny happened at an auction. This particular coin was in flawless condition, graded MS67+, nearly perfect, and featured a rare double die error. These types of coins are incredibly hard to come by, and when they do surface, they can sell for astronomical prices at auctions. So, as of today, no standard 1961 D penny has sold for $1.1 million. However, extremely rare versions in perfect mint state condition with errors can still fetch prices that soar into the thousands. In fact, if you check auction sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay, you'll see high-grade error coins selling for a few $1,000s, sometimes more if they're particularly unique. But we haven't seen a verified sale of $1.1 million for this coin yet. Remember, finding a coin in pristine condition is like winning the lottery. It's extremely rare, but it's possible. So, here's the bottom line. If you have a 1961 D penny lying around, chances are it's not worth much more than face value unless it's in near-perfect condition or has a minting error. The $1 million coin rumors? They're mostly hype, though some rare examples can still fetch impressive sums. But hey, it doesn't hurt to take a closer look at your coin collection, right? You might just stumble upon something rare. If you have any questions or want to learn more about coin collecting, drop a comment below, and I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more coin and collectible content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to discover a valuable coin hiding in your pocket change. Until next time, happy hunting! Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we've got an exciting episode for you on one of the most interesting coins in American currency history, the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And guess what? One of these bad boys is currently valued at a staggering $76,443. That's right, a single penny worth over $76,000. How is that possible? Stick around, and let's uncover the history, value, and why this coin is so sought after in today's market. Before we get into why the 1974 no-mint Mark penny is so valuable, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent became an iconic symbol of American coinage. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure, replacing the Indian head penny that had been in circulation for over 50 years. The design, created by Lithuanian-American sculptor Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin, and initially, two stalks of wheat on the reverse, or back, giving rise to the nickname Wheat Penny. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, commemorating Lincoln's role in American history even further. But not every penny is created equal. The material, mint location, and even the year of production can make a huge difference in a coin's value. 1974 was an interesting year for the penny. This period saw an attempt to find cheaper alternatives for minting pennies, as the price of copper was increasing. There were even experimental aluminum pennies made that year, though none of them officially made it into circulation. But the 1974 penny minted from copper remained in circulation. However, something unusual happened. Some pennies minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark. Usually, the letter D or S would indicate where a penny was minted, such as Denver or San Francisco, but in 1974, no mint mark meant it was produced in Philadelphia. The lack of a mint mark was not uncommon for pennies from Philadelphia during that time, but certain 1974 no mint mark pennies have become incredibly valuable due to their near-perfect condition and a combination of other factors. So, what makes the 1974 no mint mark penny so special? While many of these pennies were produced, the key to their value lies in a few important factors. First and foremost is condition. A penny that has been perfectly preserved in mint-state condition, especially one with a high grade like MS-67 or above, can fetch a hefty price. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless coin. Very few pennies from 1974 exist in such pristine condition. Another reason is rarity. While Philadelphia minted millions of pennies in 1974, very few have been preserved in such high condition, making them incredibly rare in the eyes of collectors. And of course, the market value of coins can fluctuate based on demand and the interest of collectors. Now, let's get to the jaw-dropping part of the story. One of the highest-selling 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies sold at auction for an unbelievable $76,443. This particular coin was graded as MS-67 by PCGS, one of the top coin grading companies. It was in near-perfect condition with a striking red color that collectors adore. So why such a high price? Well, it comes down to rarity and desirability. Coins like these, in top condition, are extremely rare to find, and when they come up for auction, collectors are willing to pay big bucks. To give you some perspective, most 1974 no-mint mark pennies are worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars if they're in average condition. But if you happen to have one in mint state, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these valuable pennies in my collection? Here's how you can tell if your 1974 penny is worth big money. Step 1. Check the date. Your penny should be from 1974. Step 2. Look for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark, that's a good sign. Step 3. Examine the condition. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Check for scratches, wear, and Step 4. Get it graded. If you think you've got something special, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade coin can make all the difference. Even if your penny isn't worth $76,000, some 1974 no-mint mark pennies in mint state can still fetch several $100s, and that's not too shabby for a penny. So, what's the current market like for the 1974 no-mint mark penny? Right now, collectors are still highly interested in high-grade coins from this era. As of today, MS-67 or higher-grade pennies continue to attract significant attention in auctions, though the $76,443 sale was an exceptional case. Coins in lower mint states, like MS-65 or MS-66, can still sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the auction and the demand at the time. The key takeaway? Condition and rarity are everything when it comes to valuing your coin. So there you have it, folks. The 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like just another penny, but in some cases, it's worth a life-changing amount of money. If you've got a coin collection or even some old change lying around, it's worth taking a closer look. You might just hit the jackpot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, their values, and how to identify hidden treasures in your pocket change, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any rare coins you'd like us to cover, drop us a comment below. Until next time, happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. Today, we're diving into a surprising and valuable find, the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a penny that skyrocketed in value to an incredible $51,778. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth thousands of dollars. So, how did this happen? What's the history behind this coin, and why is it so valuable? Let's find out. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny featured Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat ears design on the reverse, which remained until 1958. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, celebrating 150 years since his birth. This iconic coin has since remained largely unchanged in design, except for a few special editions. But what's so special about the 1976 penny? To understand that, we need to talk about mint marks and why their absence on certain coins can be a big deal. Most US coins have a tiny letter stamped on them, called a mint mark, which indicates where the coin was made. For example, you'll find a D for the Denver Mint, an S for the San Francisco Mint, and so on. In the case of pennies minted at the Philadelphia Mint, there's traditionally no mint mark. So, why would a no mint mark penny from 1976 be considered rare? You might think that all pennies minted in Philadelphia during that time were the same. But here's where things get interesting. 1976 was a bicentennial year in the United States, and certain coins from this period hold particular historical value. Additionally, production errors or anomalies can increase the value of a coin dramatically. The 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is technically not an error coin, as it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically didn't use mint marks on pennies. But there's more to this coin's story. What makes this penny worth so much today is its condition and rarity. The 1976 penny in question, which sold for over $50,000, was graded as a MS-67RD by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This grade indicates that the coin is in near-perfect condition, with full red color, making it an extremely rare find. Most 1976 pennies that were circulated show significant wear and discoloration. So, finding one in near-perfect condition is a rare occurrence, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for that rarity. Coin grading is a crucial factor in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS standing for mint state, referring to coins that have never been circulated. The higher the grade, the more pristine the coin, and naturally, the more valuable. MS-67RD is a nearly flawless grade, with brilliant color and sharp details. To put this in perspective, millions of 1976 pennies were minted, but only a handful have been graded at MS-67RD. This level of rarity, combined with the pristine condition, drives the price into the thousands, or in this case, over $50,000. Now let's talk numbers. Why is this coin fetching such a high price in today's market? The coin market is highly speculative, and certain years, conditions, and grades create perfect storms of value. The highest auction price for a 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, an MS-67RD, was recorded at $51,778. Coins like this appealed to serious collectors who want the best of the best in their collections. Coin collecting has grown more popular in recent years, and when a coin like this hits the auction block, competitive bidding can drive prices up dramatically. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 1976 penny? Start by checking the condition of your coin. If it's heavily worn, it's probably not worth more than face value. But if you find one that's in exceptional condition with a bright red hue, it could be worth having it professionally graded. Keep in mind, even lower grades like MS-64 or MS-65 can still bring in hundreds of dollars. It's worth checking those piggy banks and coin jars. You never know what treasure might be hiding in there. The coin market is always evolving, and as fewer high-quality coins from the 1970s remain in circulation, their value will likely continue to rise. Collectors and investors are always looking for rare finds like the 1976 no-mint mark penny. If you come across one, hold on to it. You might just be holding a piece of history, and a significant investment for the future. And that's the incredible story of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a coin that proves even the smallest treasures can hold immense value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on rare coins and collectibles. And, as always, keep hunting for those hidden gems. Who knows? You might just strike gold, or in this case, copper. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters! Have you ever found yourself digging through pocket change, hoping to stumble upon that one coin that could make you a fortune? Well, what if I told you that an ordinary-looking penny from 1987, without a mint mark, could be worth an astonishing $55,001 today? Yes, you heard that right. A 1987 Lincoln cent with no mint mark recently sold for a jaw-dropping $55,001. But what makes this seemingly regular coin so special? Let's break it all down. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this penny is worth a small fortune and what to look for in your own collection. Let's get into it. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we first need to dive into a little bit of history. The 1987 Lincoln cent is part of the long-running series featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. These cents have been in circulation since 1909, making them one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics. By 1987, the penny's design hadn't changed much for decades. The obverse side still had the familiar profile of Lincoln, and the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design used since 1959. The U.S. Mint produced these pennies in massive numbers, with billions being minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Typically, Philadelphia minted pennies don't have a mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco have a D or an S. So, what's the big deal with a penny that has no mint mark, right? Here's where things get interesting. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of pennies in 1987, so finding one without a mint mark isn't unusual. However, there's a rare error that can occur during the minting process, and this is where the value comes in. Sometimes, coins are struck using dies that were either misaligned or damaged, leading to significant errors. In this case, some 1987 Lincoln pennies were struck without any visible mint mark, or with anomalies, causing them to be worth far more than face value. It's important to remember that not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is valuable. But if your penny has specific signs of an error, you might be looking at a rare gem that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. Now, let's get to the good part. Why is this particular 1987 Lincoln cent worth $55,001? What sets it apart from the millions of other pennies in circulation? This coin wasn't just any regular penny. It was found to be in nearly perfect condition, graded as a high MS-68 by professional numismatists. Grading is one of the most important factors that affect a coin's value. The higher the grade, the more pristine and valuable the coin is. An MS-68 grade means that this penny had almost no visible imperfections, making it an incredibly rare find. Coin collectors and investors are always on the hunt for coins in the best possible condition, and when one comes along, they're willing to pay top dollar for it. This particular 1987 no-mint mark penny sold for $55,001 in a high-stakes auction, beating out thousands of other Lincoln cents from the same year. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, how can you spot one of these valuable pennies in your collection? Let me give you a quick guide to identifying a potential treasure. First, check the date on your penny. It should say 1987. Then, look carefully under Lincoln's portrait. If there's no mint mark at all, you're on the right track, but we're not done yet. You'll want to examine the penny for any unusual features. Look for signs of die misalignment, doubling, or other irregularities that may indicate an error during minting. If your penny looks flawless, you might want to have it professionally graded to determine its condition. As of today, the current market value for a 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition can reach heights like $55,001 or more, especially if it's certified as an MS-68. But don't be discouraged if your penny doesn't hit those grades. Even lower-grade error pennies can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The coin market can fluctuate, so always keep an eye on current auctions and sales to see how prices are trending. If you think you've got something special, consult with a coin expert or grading service to get the full scoop. Who would have thought that a penny you find in your pocket change could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? The 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is proof that hidden treasures are out there, just waiting to be discovered. So next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. Who knows, you might just be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, news, and exciting discoveries. Have you found any rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below and let us know. Until next time, happy hunting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare coins, and we've got something really special for you, the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. By the end of this video, you'll know why this particular coin has skyrocketed in value and how you might just find one hiding in your own collection. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's face. Over the years, it has undergone several changes, both in design and composition. But among the millions of Lincoln cents minted every year, some stand out more than others. So, what exactly does it mean when we say a coin has no mint mark? Typically, U.S. coins feature a small letter or mint mark indicating where the coin was produced. For instance, a D represents Denver, an S stands for San Francisco, and a P for Philadelphia. However, in certain cases, particularly with coins minted in Philadelphia, there is no mint mark at all. Since the 1970s, Philadelphia pennies have typically been produced without any mint mark. So, a 1988 penny with no mint mark is not rare in itself. What makes this particular version stand out is something far more subtle and fascinating. Alright, here's where things get really interesting. What sets the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln cent apart is not the absence of a mint mark but a small and incredibly rare error that occurred during its production. In 1989, the U.S. Mint made a slight change to the design of the Lincoln cent's obverse, or front side. The change was to the design of Lincoln's bust, specifically to the FG initials, those tiny letters on the lower right side of the coin, standing for Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. Some 1988 pennies were mistakenly struck using the die intended for the 1989 coins, meaning these transitional coins have a different design from the standard 1988 cents. So, why is this error worth thousands of dollars? Well, transitional errors are rare, and when a coin like this is discovered, collectors are willing to pay big money for it. The rarity, combined with the mystery behind how many of these coins are actually out there, has driven the price sky high. One of these rare 1988 no-mint mark pennies was recently sold for an astonishing $32,981 at auction. This has set the market buzzing, with collectors now on the hunt for more of these hidden treasures. Alright, if you're wondering how to tell if your 1988 no-mint mark penny is one of these valuable transitional errors, you'll want to focus on the FG initials. On the 1989 design, the initials are bolder and closer to the edge of Lincoln's shoulder. Grab a magnifying glass or microscope and compare your 1988 pennies to known examples. Look for sharp, crisp initials that resemble the 1989 design. If you think you've found one, it might be worth getting the coin professionally graded to confirm its authenticity and value. As of now, the highest price paid for one of these coins is just under $33,000, but depending on the condition and rarity of the coin, prices can vary. If your 1988 penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition and has the transitional error, you could be looking at thousands of dollars. To get the best estimate of your coin's value, it's crucial to have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will give your coin an official grade, which can dramatically affect its market value. So, let's say you've struck gold and found a valuable 1988 no-mint mark penny. What's next? There are a few ways you can sell it. You could list it on popular auction sites like eBay, where collectors are always on the lookout for rare coins. Alternatively, you could work with a specialized coin auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Auctions are a great way to get the best price for rare coins, especially when the market is hot. Be sure to set a reserve price so that your coin doesn't sell for less than it's worth. So there you have it, the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a true hidden gem worth potentially tens of thousands of dollars. Who would have thought that a humble penny could be worth so much? If you've got a jar of change lying around, now might be the perfect time to give it a closer look. Who knows, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating videos about rare coins and collectibles. Happy hunting! Hey, coin collectors, history buffs, and penny enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that's both ordinary and extraordinary, the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. Can you believe that some of these coins are now valued at up to $47,788? That's right, folks. We're about to explore how a seemingly common penny could be worth so much, and what to look out for if you want to strike gold, or copper, in your pocket change. But first, let's unravel the history behind this iconic coin, and then we'll talk about what makes it so valuable. Is your 1989 penny hiding a secret fortune? Let's find out. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny made its debut in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time a U.S. coin featured a real historical figure instead of Lady Liberty. This design was such a hit that the Lincoln penny has stayed in circulation for over 100 years, with only a few changes to its design. The coin originally featured a design known as the wheat penny, but in 1959, it changed to the familiar Lincoln Memorial design that was used until 2008. Our 1989 penny is part of this Lincoln Memorial series. Now, let's talk about the no mint mark. If you flip over a penny and notice no mint mark under the date, it simply means it was minted in Philadelphia. Philadelphia traditionally didn't use a mint mark for pennies. So, if you see a 1989 penny without a mint mark, that's normal. But does this lack of a mint mark make it worth thousands? Well, not necessarily, but that's not the whole story. Alright, here's where things get interesting. While most 1989 no mint mark pennies are worth only their face value, there are a few rare ones that are worth thousands. Why? It comes down to condition, rarity, and sometimes errors. One of the key factors is the grade or condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional services like PCGS or NGC, with 70 being a flawless specimen. A 1989 penny graded at MS68, near perfect, recently sold for $47,788 at auction. That's right. One penny, close to mint condition, is worth almost 50 grand. This mind-blowing price comes from the rarity of finding a penny from 1989 in such pristine condition. Most of these coins were circulated, meaning they have scratches, dings, and wear. But the rarer high-grade versions? That's where the big money is. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1989 penny? First, check the overall condition. If your penny looks like it was just minted, sharp details, no scratches, no wear, you might want to have it professionally graded. Look for sharp, clear details, especially on Lincoln's face and the Lincoln Memorial. The more defined these features are, the higher the grade could be. If your penny looks close to mint state, it could be worth a professional appraisal. Professional grading can make a huge difference in the value of your coin. Services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, will grade your penny on that 1 to 70 scale, and they even seal the coin in a protective holder with the grade marked for collectors. It's important to note that coins graded MS67 or higher are the ones bringing in the big bucks. And remember, the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. One thing that can also drive up the value of your 1989 penny is an error. Coins with minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, can be worth significantly more than their face value. Although no major errors have been widely reported for the 1989 no mint mark penny, it's always worth checking for anomalies. Now, let's talk about the current market. While most 1989 no mint mark pennies will be worth just a cent, the demand for higher grade versions is growing among collectors. Auctions for these top quality coins are driving prices up, with that $47,788 sale being one of the highest recorded for a 1989 penny. If you think you have a rare, high-grade 1989 penny, now might be the time to get it graded and auctioned. The market is hot for top-quality coins, and it doesn't seem to be cooling down anytime soon. So, is your 1989 Lincoln penny worth $47,788? It's possible, but only if it's in near-perfect condition or has a rare error. The odds of finding one of these valuable coins in your pocket change are slim, but not impossible. Just remember, condition is everything, and professional grading is key to unlocking its full potential. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more numismatic content. Who knows? The next time you find a penny on the ground, it might just be worth a fortune. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! Have you ever come across a regular-looking penny and thought, could this be worth a small fortune? Well, guess what? It just might be. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history, key details, and jaw-dropping value of the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth up to a mind-boggling $66,782. That's right. This tiny penny could pay for a brand new car or even help with a down payment on a house. Let's explore how this humble-looking coin became one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there. At first glance, the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln penny looks like any other penny you might find in your change jar. But what makes this coin stand out is the incredibly rare mistake made during its production. Before we dive into what makes this penny so valuable, let's take a step back and look at its history. The Lincoln penny, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, was originally introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln penny has gone through several design changes, most notably the reverse side, which switched from the classic wheat design to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. Fast forward to 1992, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of pennies, most of which were made at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically does not add a mint mark. But what no one expected was that a small error in the design transition would turn a few of these pennies into some of the most valuable coins ever discovered. So, what exactly happened in 1992 that made this penny so special? Let's break it down. For the 1992 pennies, there were two different reverse designs, the normal wide AM and the newer closed AM. The wide AM had been the standard design for years, but the Mint was preparing to change this design for pennies starting in 1993. Somehow, a handful of 1992 pennies were struck with the new closed AM design that was intended for the 1993 run. As you can see here, the difference between the wide AM and close AM is subtle. In the wide AM design, the letters A and M in the word America are spaced slightly apart. But in the closed AM variety, they are almost touching. This tiny detail has made a huge difference in the value of the 1992 close AM pennies. If you've got a 1992 penny, flip it over and check for this key detail. If you spot the close AM, you might just have one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in your collection. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. While most of the rare and valuable close AM pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally doesn't have a mint mark, there's another layer to this story. Some pennies from the Denver Mint, marked with a D, were also mistakenly struck with the closed AM reverse. And these coins are even rarer. Let's talk about market value. For years, coin collectors have been hunting for these rare 1992 pennies, and as the coin community grew more aware of their existence, prices skyrocketed. The record for the most expensive 1992 close AM penny sold at auction was a whopping $66,782. Yes, that's right, over $66,000 for a penny. In fact, at Heritage Auctions in 2017, a pristine 1992 close AM penny, graded in near-perfect condition, sold for that jaw-dropping price. That's why it's so important to check the condition of any rare coin you come across, because condition is everything when it comes to value. Speaking of condition, coin collectors use a system called the Sheldon grading scale, which ranks coins on a scale from 1 to 70. Coins graded near 70, meaning they're in nearly perfect condition, can fetch the highest prices. So, if you find a 1992 close AM penny, you'll want to have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your penny isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth a lot of money, possibly thousands of dollars. For example, a 1992 close AM penny in about uncirculated condition could be worth several $1,000s, while one in mint state condition, graded MS65 or higher, could fetch tens of thousands. So, what's the current market value of the 1992 close AM penny today? Well, while not every close AM penny will sell for over $60,000, they are still considered highly valuable. Depending on the condition and the buyer, you might expect to get anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 for one in good condition. And as collectors continue to seek out these rare coins, values could go even higher in the future. Okay, now that you know all about the 1992 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny and its fascinating backstory, it's time to check your own coin collections. Take a close look at any pennies from 1992, and be sure to examine that AM on the reverse side carefully. You could be sitting on a treasure worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed learning about rare and valuable coins, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and history. And if you think you've got a valuable coin in your collection, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an absolute gem of a coin to talk about. Yes, you heard me right. We're talking about a 2060 mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny that's worth, wait for it, $59,012. Yeah, you heard me correctly. This 1-cent penny has reached mind-blowing heights in the coin collecting world. And today, I'm going to dive deep into the history, the value, and what makes this specific coin so incredibly valuable. So grab your penny jars, and let's get right into it. Alright, before we jump into what makes this particular 2060 Lincoln penny so valuable, let's start with a little bit of history. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been a staple in U.S. currency since it was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head penny and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on it. Pretty iconic, right? Throughout its history, the Lincoln penny has gone through a few design changes, but the basic obverse, that's the front side for you non-coin nerds, has remained the same. You've got Lincoln's profile and the classic "In God We Trust" motto, but the reverse of the coin has seen several changes. In 2006, we were still rocking the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been used on the reverse of the penny since 1959. So if you've got a 2006 penny at home, it might look pretty standard, but we'll get into what makes some of these coins worth thousands in just a bit. So what's up with that D mint mark? Well, the D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's 4 production facilities. The other mints are located in Philadelphia, P., San Francisco, S., and West Point, W. Denver-produced coins have been around for over a century, and it's typically the second highest producer of pennies after Philadelphia. But it's not just the fact that this coin came from Denver that makes it valuable, it's much more than that. Now let's talk about the real reason you're here. Why is this specific 2060 penny worth a staggering $59,012? There are a few key factors to consider. First up, minting errors. Collectors absolutely love these. They can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinarily valuable. In the case of the 2060 Lincoln penny, some of the most expensive examples owe their value to rare minting errors. Let's break a few of these down. Off-center strikes. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned with the dies during the minting process. The result is a coin that has an uneven design. Some off-center strikes can go for thousands. Die cracks and chips. Sometimes, the die used to strike the coin can crack, causing imperfections. These cracks can manifest as raised lines on the coin's surface, and collectors often pay big bucks for these unique errors. Double dies. This error happens when a coin gets struck more than once by the dies, creating a doubled image on the coin. A 2060 penny with a double die error can easily fetch a ton of money from collectors. Now, not every 2060 penny has one of these rare errors, but if you happen to find one, you could be looking at a huge payday. Second, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, mint condition coin. A 2060 penny graded at a 65 or higher can already be worth hundreds, but if you've got one that's in near perfect condition, or, say, a grade of MS69 or MS70, that's where we're talking big money. The specific penny that sold for $59,012 was graded at a near perfect condition, MS69, which is extremely rare. And lastly, the coin market can be pretty unpredictable, but demand for Lincoln pennies has skyrocketed in recent years, particularly for coins with unique mint errors or high grades. This has driven up the prices at auctions. In 2024, one of these rare 2060 Lincoln pennies sold for an eye-popping $59,012 at auction. The combination of its perfect condition and the fact that it had a rare minting error made it a must-have for top collectors. So now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these rare, valuable pennies sitting in my coin jar at home? Here's what to look for. 1. Check for mint errors. Look closely for any doubling, cracks, or misalignment. 2. Examine the condition. Is your coin shiny and free of wear? If so, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. 3. Get it graded. If you think you have something special, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. And who knows, maybe you've been carrying around a small fortune in your pocket all this time. Alright, coin lovers, that's all for today's video. The 2060 Lincoln penny might just be one of the most surprising hidden treasures out there, and if you've got one, you could be sitting on a big payday. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more amazing coin stories like this one. Drop a comment below if you've got a 2060 penny or any other valuable coins in your collection. I'd love to hear about them. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching for that pocket change treasure.